I'm playing with Legos, though I'm not especially good at it. I don't think I am, but it's kind of fun. Is that right? I'm playing with Legos to make a point. Imagine that these individual pieces, different though they may be, are words. Different words. Now, imagine that we take these words and we put them together in a way that makes sense, and so let's call this a sentence. And then let's say we take different sentences and we learn how to put them together in ways that make a paragraph. Eventually, now I'm not going this far yet, but eventually we can turn paragraphs into whole essays or stories by starting with these individual words. This is how Legos is kind of like writing. This is why this year, two of the important things we'll be working on are, first of all, vocabulary, so you can put more building blocks into your box, which in this case is your head. Put more words in there. And two, writing better sentences so you can build better paragraphs. And then writing better paragraphs so you can build bigger and bigger things with your writing. This is really important stuff. Let me try to explain how it is. Let's start by remembering this. You've been in school a long time now. If you count kindergarten, you're starting your 9th year of school this year. And you've learned a lot during that time. And one of the things I hear students say is they learn so much that sometimes they think to themselves, well, when are we ever going to use this stuff? Well, let me answer that question for language arts and for English. The answer to that question is every day for the rest of your lives, about hundreds of times a day. That's when you're ever going to use this stuff that we, your language arts teachers, are teaching you. So it's important for that reason. Now I know you may say, but I already know how to speak and write English. And that's true, you do. But now I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it for me very honestly. Do you think that you can learn to speak and write English better than you do now? Do you think so? I think you can. And here's why I think you can. I spoke my first words of English about 58 years ago. I said, ma, 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 ma. About 6 years later, I was speaking English much better. For example, I could say things like, Mother, what'd you put me in this ugly shirt for? And for the next 50 years, I have worked hard to learn to speak and write English better. And you know what? I've gotten better and better at it. And you know what? I'm almost 60 years old, and I can still get better at it. So that's how I know that you, too, can get better at it. And that's our goal this year, is to make you a better speaker and writer of English. Why do we want you to get better at English? You may say, because I want to make good grades. And that's not a bad reason for you to try to get better at English. And I will tell you that if you speak better and write better over the course of this year, you do so better and better and better, you will get good grades. I can guarantee that. But there is another reason why, and I think a more important reason why, you need to become better speakers and writers of English. In my nearly 60 years of life, I have looked around and noticed that the people who can speak and write English well are the people who get more opportunities, more chances, more advantages. Some of these people don't say much. Some spend a lot of time alone, writing, working on things. But when they do express themselves in English, they have chosen their words and people listen carefully. Others of these people are outgoing and talk a lot, but still they know how to use words well. You may not believe this, but your favorite rappers or your favorite comedians don't just hop up on stage and start spewing words. Take a look at these guys.
I just want a Picasso, I'm a casa, no my castle, I'm a hasta. Hey, yeah, you wanna tweet that? Bang.
I'd love to know how many homers the Babe would have hit had CeCe been throwing him 92-mile-an-hour sliders. Yeah, maybe the fat boy would have put the cigar down and quit pointing had Jose been allowed to swim 90 miles to throw him a junk ball. Don't worry if you don't follow. 90 miles is the distance from Key West to Cuba. Jose is a stereotypical name for a Latino ball player, and a junk ball is an impossible pitch to hit yard any place except for the new Yankee Stadium, which is a joke. The point is the record books might look a little different had our country not been founded by racists. That's all.
Daniel Tosh and Jay-Z, they don't just get on stage and words just come out of their mouths magically. They actually work on their performances. They spend time looking at the words, thinking about how the words will have a better effect. And as a result, they have big opportunities in life. Well, that's what we're going to be doing this year. I am going to train you to put your words together in better and better ways so that they sound better, they make more sense, and so that you can take those words and turn them into sentences and sentences into paragraphs and paragraphs into bigger things. And you, too, perhaps, could be a rapper or a comedian or a writer. But more importantly, you can use those words just to get opportunities for yourself. You may be writing love letters, you may be writing poetry, you may be writing business letters, you may be writing an argument to persuade somebody to see things your way, your parents maybe, who knows. But the point is that the better you can use the language, the more opportunities you'll have. Grades are important, but the most important thing is that you live to be the person you're meant to be, that you are able to do the things that you were put on this earth to do. And I cannot stress this enough. Your ability to use words, to put them together into sentences, to put sentences into paragraphs, and to express yourself in bigger ways is going to make a huge difference in your life. So, language arts, it's serious stuff. It's important stuff. But if you work hard, I guarantee you we'll have fun this year doing it. I'm looking forward to being your language arts teacher. I'm looking forward to the year ahead. Thanks for watching.
I'm going back to school. I'm going back to school.